Hey guys, welcome into Talking SEC Week 9. Already got a couple of people in the chat, so let's get to it. Hey guys, welcome in. Sorry about the late delay. We had a little technical issue we're trying to work out, so always glad to be with you. This is Kenneth from Crunch Time Sports Advantage Network here on the Mark Rogers Television. And we got a lot of games still in play, and we'll get to those here in just a second. Let me refresh here. All right, so only 4 games on this weekend's SEC slate. Georgia, we will definitely talk about that game against Florida, as we saw some coaching malpractice in that ball game. Also, Missouri, Nashville taking on the Commodores. Missouri gets a 37-28 win. Gutsy performance by the Commodores in that ball game, just not enough offense to get it done. And let me get this up and going. Okay, Jet, I got your question right up, so let's get right to it. Yeah, Jet, and got to be honest with you, that is something that I heard from several um, uh, Florida fans. Not happy with Dan Mullen whatsoever, and believe me, we are going to spend a lot of time talking about that tonight. Um, Here's a live update on games in action. Just coming out of the halftime break, Auburn up 28-17 over Ole Miss. Bo Nix, as I said all week on every show that I did, going up against the defense that he went up against last week versus Arkansas, that 3-3-5. Bo Nix is 12 for 15, 150 yards, a touchdown in this ball game. In the game of the night, Kentucky is down 14-10, just starting the third quarter. State with the ball, just crossing midfield. We'll keep tabs on that one throughout the night. Will Rogers, 21 for 23, 198 passing on the night. Dan Mullen is trying to become the dumbest head coach in the SEC right now. The coaching job that Dan Mullen did at the end of the first half, if any Florida Gator fan is happy about having Dan Mullen as your head coach, guys, I'm completely lost. I'll get to that. I'll get to that in a second, because I want to see if I can pull this up here. Oh, wrong game. Sorry about that. Let's go back. Guys, this game was 3-0. Georgia leading with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the first half. Georgia gets an interception. Hey Jim, thanks for joining again tonight. Always glad to have you back in. Jet, same with you. So Georgia, Stetson Bennett throws an interception. Defensive back should have took a knee in the end zone, get the ball on the 20. Dan Mullen's only job at that point was to get out of the first half, only trailing by 3 points. What happens? AR runs the ball, gets stripped. Georgia gets the ball back. James Cook, 11 yards, one play, touchdown. You're still in the game, down 10-0 if you go into half with that score. Dan Mullen, being Dan Mullen, thinks he's the smartest person in the room. They turn the ball over again. One play, 36 yards, Bennett to Jackson, 17-0. Okay? You're still in it. What happens very next drive? Instead of taking a knee, Dan Mullen tries to drive the ball. Nakobe Dean, pick six, 50 yards, 24-0. Georgia scores 21 points in 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Guys, I got nothing. Yeah. Jim, and I had to argue with Florida fans all week about Dan Mullen. I'm starting to think that Mike Leach is not that stupid. Wow. Okay, guys, hold on just a second. I got a bad pop up here. Legend, yeah, go Dogs. Okay. Georgia's defense played exactly how I thought they were going to play all week. If anybody wants to say that they gave up 7 points, okay. That Georgia defense is really good. Okay. And I mean really good. The secondary, we won't know what they are until the SEC championship game. But that front seven, It's really good. And Stetson Bennett is doing exactly what Kirby Smart wants him to do. Take care of the ball. Take the smart play when it's there. And don't turn the ball over. Now that pick that he had, that I got to go back and look at that. Yeah, Jim, I'm trying to get that cleared out of here, and it's not letting me. So bear with me, guys. Legend, why can't he win a championship? Because what Stetson Bennett is doing is no different from what JT Daniels would be doing. I did. So guys, we got a nasty block up here. I've already blocked that user, and hopefully it gets cleared out here. But JT Daniels is not going to do any more with this Georgia offense than what Stetson Bennett's doing right now. And it's not because he's not more talented. It's simply because that's the offense that Kirby Smart's going to allow. And quite honestly, Stetson Bennett fits exactly what Kirby Smart wants to do. Not turn the ball over, keep the chains moving, and run the ball. That's honestly what Kirby wants to do. So, Legend, you tell me, what do you think this Georgia offense would look like if you make the switch right now? Okay, looks like Mississippi State just kicked a field goal from 27 yards. Brandon Ruiz, new score, State 17, Kentucky 10. Thought this was going to be a very close ball game, and that's how this game is playing out right now. Auburn still with a two-score lead, 28-17. State has okay, I'm sorry. Ole Miss is trying to okay. Let's talk about that. And Jet, let me pop your questions up first. I don't know what this Georgia defense is going to look like against a offense that can do two things really well. Because coming to this game, I had no doubt that this Georgia defense would look good against Emory Jones or Anthony Richardson. So the question about Georgia is we won't know until the SEC title game. JT is a lot more accurate. I don't know that because I haven't seen JT Daniels against elite competition. The one game that I did see him against Clemson, Georgia put up 3 points. So JT Daniels can look good against the bottom feeders of the SEC East like he did last year. He's not going to see Missouri, South Carolina, and Vanderbilt in the college football playoffs and the SEC championship game. So for anybody to say that they know exactly who JT Daniels is in a big time game, they don't. I mean, I can pull up the numbers against Clemson and you tell me if these are big time stats. And guys, as I say every week, I love the conversation. I love the thoughts because it makes me go back and research even harder. And if I'm wrong, trust me, I will tell you that I'm wrong. Okay, so here's JT Daniels' numbers against Clemson week 1. 22 for 30, 135 yards, no touchdowns, 1 INT. There you go. That is Mr. JT Daniels. And you saw that on that touchdown drive in the first half where he's rolling to his right. I forgot the linebacker's name that was chasing him. He literally outran that guy, gets the ball inside the 10-yard line, and Georgia's able to push it in for a touchdown. So Bennett is playing with a lot of confidence right now. Jim, I'm starting to wonder if some Georgia fans need to come around to that same thinking. Because here's what we do have. JT Daniels has an oblique injury that is not going to be healthy at any point during the season. That is a 3 to 4 month recovery. And if he goes out and tweaks it, and I think this is why Kirby continues to play Stetson Bennett, because he knows if for some reason if JT Daniels gets in and goes down hurt, that Stetson Bennett is going to have to be the quarterback for the championship run. Hey, Rob, welcome in. I think this is the first time I've had the pleasure of having you in, so definitely welcome aboard. let's not get carried away with you could have won that game playing quarterback. Now, Rob, I don't know if you're a former quarterback or not, but yeah, no. You guys won the game by 27, not because of who played quarterback. You won that game because of Dan Mullen being completely incompetent as a head coach. New score, Mississippi State just went in with another touchdown. They are up by a score of 24-14. 4 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Auburn is up 28-17, about halfway through the third quarter. So let's see. Because I get people trying to convince me that Zamir White is this great running back. He's above average. I mean, 14 carries, 105 yards, a touchdown. Okay. I mean, those are good numbers. But Zamir White is not a great running back. Even at Georgia standards, he's below average. I mean, and we're not even including Herschel Walker in this conversation, but let's take a look at running backs from the past 10 years. He's not better than Ty Gurley. He's not better than Nick Chubb. He's not better than Michelle. I mean, he's okay. He has no breakaway speed. Let me tell you, Zamir White in the open field can be caught. But had a good performance. I mean, had a really good performance. 14 carries, went over the 100-yard mark. That touchdown was at the end of the game when they should have been just running out the clock, but he was able to break it and score. So Zamir White had a okay game. But I'm not looking at Zamir White as a top running back in college football. Guys, if you want to see a top level running back, go watch that Michigan State game. Kenneth Walker III put on a show. Put on a show. I'm telling you, Zamir White ain't never putting on a show like that. Not in a big time game like that. No. I like him. I don't like him that much. But no, kudos to Georgia for wrapping up the SEC East, especially if this score with Mississippi State and Kentucky holds. Yeah, that would wrap up. That would officially wrap up the SEC East, and we will find out. Matter of fact, let me take a look at that. Looking at the standings for the SEC, if Ole Miss loses tonight, they're out, and we could potentially have that Iron Bowl. Let's see. Let's take a look at Auburn's schedule. Okay, so next week, Texas A&M, Auburn. If Auburn is able to win that, Auburn still has a chance to go to the SEC championship game. Which nobody would have thought that coming into the season. Hey Wilder, let me know what that acronym stands for, and if it's something that I can post, I will. But let me know what that stands for because that's a new one to me. Okay, I got it. Yep, I got it. Okay. How about them dogs? Yeah. Okay, so I figured that I was hoping you would bleep that last part out, but I kind of figured out once I start putting that together. So um yeah. Okay, so your Georgia Bulldogs look good. I figured the defense would come out and make a statement tonight. Absolutely did that. That offense, thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. But that offense for me still has some question marks. And this team, remember, that score was 3-0 before Dan Mullen went stupid. Well, the reason for that is because JT, if he gets in with that oblique injury and he hurts it, he's done for the season. Okay, so they're trying to nurse that until the playoffs or until the SEC championship game. Hey, Tim, welcome in. Absolutely. Hey, for all you dog fans, it's a good night when you get to beat your rival and beat them like a redheaded stepchild. Now, Dan Mullen gave you a lot of help. No, I think, oh, wow. Mississippi State is running away with this, guys. New score 31-10. Hey, guys, you can put this ball game to bed. Ole Miss gets a field goal. New score 28-20, halfway through the third quarter. Once that game was okay, sorry guys, I had to block this inappropriate pop up here. Okay, so to get back to your question, there was nothing the offense needed to do when they were up 24-0. I mean, there was literally nothing else that Kirby Smart needed to do to put that game at risk. He knew with that defense, They were going to win the ball game being up 24 to nothing. No question about it. Hey Jim, I'm gonna push back on that just a little bit because Jordan Davis is a really, really really good run stopping defensive tackle. He's going to be a mid to late first round pick in the draft next year. Guys, he ain't Ndamukong Suh at Nebraska. He ain't that dude. But if you combo block him, you have to run right at Georgia. The best player on Georgia's defense is Nakobe Dean. The same Nakobe Dean that ran the 50-yard pick six back. So Nakobe Dean is the one player on that defense you can't lose. Jordan Davis is just a big body. But if I get a guard center combo, I can move him. I mean, he's a big boy, but he can still get moved. You have to run right at this Georgia defense. Stop trying to go east and west. You have to run north and south on this Georgia defense. And you have to take small chunks. Florida was able to run the ball a little bit better than I thought they were. Okay, so Dameon Pierce had 70 yards rushing. And guys, he was getting some tough yards. Had Dan Mullen stuck with the run instead of trying to throw the ball like a moron, I would have liked to see Dameon Pierce see if he could have gone over 100 yards on this defense. I think he could have got it. Tim, take it one step at a time. Now let's put a little more respect on Dameon Pierce's name. Now I know Georgia fans are having some fun with that, but one step at a time, because right now, if all things hold, you still got to beat Alabama in the SEC title game. And we'll see if you're able to seal the deal. Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question. I wish I had an answer for you, but I honestly don't. Now, like I said, Jordan Davis is a big boy, but he's being blocked by some big boys. So, hey, like I said, hey Dub, hey, we're all having fun here. We're all having fun. But no, this is what you do in a rivalry game. You give a little trash talk to some Gator fans that's going to see this later. So, hey, as long as it's appropriate, which that is completely appropriate, hey, we're going to have some fun with that. I am trying to find out about that Dan Mullen presser. So, give me a couple of seconds here. I'm trying to find out if there's anything in the press conference. So, okay, nothing on the press conference yet. Um, I'm checking with a friend of mine that covers the Gators, and if there's something, hopefully I'll get to hear that. Okay, Tim, let me go ahead and answer that for you. If Georgia runs the table and loses to Bama in the SEC championship game, Georgia is still going to the playoffs. Cincinnati will get left out because they're not taking a undefeated group of five team over a team that was ranked number one in the country for a good chunk of the season. Jet, thanks for putting that up there. Um, I think Dan is going to hear about that from some very influential people at Florida. And I mean some Florida boosters and former players are going to let Dan Mullen have it this week. And I think they're going to let him have it. I know a couple of guys that play for Florida, big time guys. It is hard to beat a team twice. No question about it. Um, and honestly, Alabama's got to beat you the first time to get into the playoffs. Alabama doesn't have. I did not see your question about Kevin Carter. Jet. Hey Jet, do me a favor, repost that because I did not see that question about Kevin Carter. Thank you. So I am Kenneth from Crunch Time Sports Advantage. You can find us on Twitter at Crunch Time VIP. We do a lot of great analytics work for college football. We're actually in the process of redoing our model for next season. So not as many podcasts for the rest of the season, but looking forward to breaking down a lot of big time college football games. And I can guarantee you we would definitely be doing a major podcast for the SEC championship game. No, Jim, you're right. That defensive line Uh, Davis is a beast, and the reason why those linebackers um, play so well is because they're playing clean, so they're not getting a lot of offensive linemen up to the second level to where they can be blocked. So the two work together, no question about it. But there's ways you can scheme up a run game to where you can get 4 or 5 yards and keep the chains moving. I think Dan Mullen absolutely failed in that. Oh, absolutely. If anything pops up between now and we're on Central Time here, I got you for another hour and 14 minutes. If anything pops up, I will gladly share any of that. But it's going to be a long week for Dan Mullen in Gainesville. It's going to be a long week. But Georgia did what I thought they were going to do in this ball game. Georgia fans, I will tell you, I said that this front seven is one of the best I've seen. It's not one of the best defenses I've seen because the secondary could be the weak link. We don't know yet. And we won't know until you play an offense that isn't just one dimensional. So we won't know that until the SEC title game because, oh God, no, it's not. No, it is not. I'll put that up, but no, it's not. No. No. No, that ain't even correct. No. Can't buy that. Can't buy that. No, it's not. Let me see if I can pull up this starting secondary here. I don't care what StatWise puts up. I would tell you. I'm looking at this defense and that secondary. No. Okay, so on the season, this defense has forced 8 turnovers. 8 picks. And okay, is the secondary good? We don't know. We honestly don't know because name me an offense that Georgia has played where they faced a really good quarterback and wide receivers. Because I'm looking at the schedule. And that's my point. This Clemson offense, we know how bad they are. Okay, here's Georgia's schedule so far. And stop me when you hear a legit passing game. UAB. Oh no, we're not going by the talking heads. No, we're not going by talking heads. We do analysis for a reason, and we do it blindly. Okay, Clemson, No. That quarterback and wide receivers are horrible. UAB, come on. South Carolina, Vanderbilt, Arkansas, Auburn, Kentucky, and today against Florida. And oh, by the way, here's who you got coming up: Missouri, Tennessee, Charleston Southern, and Georgia Tech. There's not a top 25 passing game on that schedule. Now, I'm not knocking Georgia for their schedule. You can only play who you play. But to say that this secondary is one of the best in the country. Hey, Tim, name me somebody off that secondary that you lost that is a legit, bona fide defensive back. If you're talking about the guys that you lost last year in the draft, Tyson Campbell was okay. What's the other kid that plays at Green Bay? I mean, you ain't lose Champ Bailey now, okay? You ain't lose Champ Bailey. You ain't lose Deion Sanders. Okay. Let me ask each and every one of you Georgia fans that are on here right now, and you let me know. Do you think you can hold Bryce Young Stokes? Thank you, Dan. Eric Stokes. Couldn't remember the name. I was having a moment there. I saw Eric Stokes get toasted by Jalen Waddle last year in Tuscaloosa. Toasted for like 91 yards. Toasted. Do you think this Georgia defense can hold Bryce Young to 200 yards pass? Oh, God, no, they didn't. Tim, stop. No, they didn't. No, stop. No, we're not going to. No. No, we're not going to say that Bo Nix, what you played against Kentucky and Florida, had good quarterback. No, we're not going to do that. No. If you think, honestly, that thank you, Dan. If you honestly think that Anthony Richardson is good as the Ohio State kid or the Oklahoma kid or Bryce Young, stop it. No. Come on. I can't even take that seriously. Okay, let's take a look at that. Somebody said that they shut them down in what Rux and Judy? What? Let me take a look at that because I'm having some trouble believing that one. Can Georgia score 30 on Alabama? It's possible. Wait a minute. Georgia's secondary played well against Alabama prior to last year. Okay, let's guys. Yeah, versus Georgia. Okay, let's take a look. All right, so hmm. Okay, I'm just trying to find game results here. Okay. All right, so let's see if we can get the stats on that game here. Okay. It's not pulling up the stats here, but let's see. So the last two times Georgia played Alabama. December 1, 2018, Alabama scores 35. National championship game, Alabama scores 26. And we know what happened in that game. Huh. Okay. Mm, okay, so let's post some of this. Can Bama score 30 on Georgia? Absolutely they can. Yeah. They absolutely can. Now, here's what would have to happen. I don't think Alabama is going to run for 150 yards, but if Alabama and they got a lot of work to do to shore up that offensive line, but Tim, I know the guy you're talking about. He just a dude. Okay, he came from West Virginia. No. Georgia fans are going to try to give me a bunch of excuses why that secondary. Look, you are the University of Georgia. You play with what you got. Champ Bailey was probably the best secondary player I've seen at the University of Georgia. Um, uh, okay, Tim. Okay. Interesting. I'll put that up here. But he is also right now one of the top two quarterbacks in the country right now. So, oh, now it is going to be a dogfight. Absolutely. Now that is going to definitely be a dogfight. And Bama has been getting pushed around. And Dent, if this is the first time you've joined us here, and like I said, welcome everybody that's been on. Want to thank you for taking your time out on a Friday night. I'm sorry, Saturday night to hang out here talking SEC football. But guys, make no mistake, Bryce Young is the future of this conference, and that kid is going to win a Heisman, and he's going to win a national championship at Alabama. Whether it's this year or not, I don't know. Kentucky's trying to crawl back into it, down 31-17. Auburn's still up 28-20. That game, both of those games are in the fourth quarter. Well, Dick, glad that Dick Clinic, glad that you're jumping into the chat. Like I said, love the feedback, love the interaction. This is why we do these shows. It's for the best fans in all of college football, regardless of what school you're a fan of. The SEC is the best conference, and without a doubt, has the best fans of all of college football. All 14 teams have tremendous fan bases, and once we get Texas and Oklahoma, that would just add two more fan bases. Um, uh, let me pop that up, Tim. Okay, so Alabama, after getting that lead up against Florida, started playing really sloppy, and credit Florida for capitalizing on that. But that, and Tim, I'll get to your question. So I don't root for any particular team while doing this show. I try to remain impartial, and that's why I can give credit to a lot of teams and also criticize that very same team the following week. So I leave my fandom when I'm offline, if you will. So um, didn't want to dodge your question, Tim, but I did want to answer that. So while I'm doing these shows, I don't do a fan based show. So I don't do, for instance, the Alabama fan show or the Georgia fan show. Um, we set up our network to where we give you the data and the analysis without the rose colored glasses, if you will. The quarterback you're talking about, Will Levis. Will Levis started off really, really good. Last 4 or 5 games, been a turnover nightmare. And it is difficult, guys, to go into any stadium and get a win on the road. Jim, have a great rest of your night, man. We'll catch you next week. I can definitely understand that. So, Jim, always a pleasure to have you on, and you can catch the replay anytime on YouTube. So, pleasure to have you on again, my friend, and have a great night. Hey guys, we're at the top of the 9 o'clock hour, which means I have you for another 58 minutes. Let's do a quick reset, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, welcome back into Talking SEC Football. This is week 9. This is Kenneth from the Crunch Time Sports Advantage Network, and I am here on Mark Rogers TV, voice of college football, Talking SEC. Glad to have you in, as always, each and every weekend. Picking up right where we left off with the conversation, Will Levis absolutely struggling in this ball game and has been for the past couple of weeks. Think it's been an adjustment, and going into Starkville at night, not an easy place to play. So, um, gotta give the Pirate a lot of credit for having this team ready. Oh, you're absolutely right, and that's why I say we can only judge teams for based on who they've played. But one of the things that we have to do over at our network, like I said, Crunch Time VIP, you can catch us on. We also have to project going forward and find out how does your team stack up versus another team based on those formulas that we've created. So Georgia is our number one power rated team. I have no doubt when we run the numbers tomorrow that they will remain our number one power rated team. Gonna be interested to see who comes in at number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5 for us, um, leading up to Tuesday night when the first um, college football playoff rankings are released, and we just want to see how our numbers compare to those numbers. Personally, I would love to see going back to the BCS formula where we take out um, this clown show that we have to watch on Tuesday night. But because the computers are going to give you exactly what the numbers are instead of the show that we have to watch every week. So and that's what we're watching in this ball game. WT, and glad to have you on as well. So thanks for taking out time in your busy schedule to watch the show. Auburn looking to put a hammer in this ball game as it's 3rd and 2 on their 7-yard line. Auburn still up 28-20. Kentucky has the ball back down by 14. And I know I got a baseball pop up here asking right now Braves are down 2-0, bottom of the 5th. So want to thank you guys for kind of splitting your attention between the World Series and college football. So very light week in the SEC. Only four games on the slate. Just to reset, a fantastic job by that Georgia defense once again. Really scoring 1 touchdown, setting up 2 more. So that defense is really responsible for a bulk of that 34 points that Georgia put up today in a absolute beatdown of their rival in the cocktail party, the Florida Gators. And Dan Mullen, there's not a complimentary thing that I can say about Dan Mullen. As a head coach, man, Florida, you guys got some questions, man. You guys got some real questions. This dude is not a good coach. He's not a good person, and he's not a good leader. I've never seen a head coach that I would be embarrassed to play for as much as Dan Mullen right now. Wow. So, guys, love the interaction. Please continue to post your questions, comments, thoughts about anything that you saw this week, anything that you're looking forward to next week. And then That's something that we have been watching closely. You're not seeing a lot of those 50-point games like we did last year. And I think offenses were ahead due to um, a lot of the COVID protocols. I think defenses really suffered last year. But you are seeing with a lot of guys coming back for this COVID not counting season, you're seeing a lot of teams play a lot better defense. So I'm with you. I love defense and absolutely hope to see that continue. Okay, guys, still no updates on Dan Mullen um, addressing anything in the post game presser. So um, probably going to get a call from the SEC office. Probably going to get a fine, and there are some Florida. There's some former Florida players that are not going to be happy with Dan Mullen. I don't want to go too much more in depth than that, but um, that's a very proud that's a very proud alumni, and Dan Mullen does not represent them whatsoever right now. So just really, really embarrassed by Dan Mullen. Wow. Wow, really? Okay. Hey, Jeff, bear with me while I try to pull that up here. So, Jeff, as always, each and every week, does a great job of finding things out. So, can't thank you enough for not only watching but um, giving some great information as well. Okay, yeah, I know Nick. Okay, okay, and hey, Jeff, just to let you know, I'm taking a look at that article right now, and trying to see how much of it I can quickly read through it really quickly here. Mhm. Okay. Hey Jet, I'm gonna see if I can't reach out to him and maybe get some behind the scene conversation going. But because I don't know that particular reporter too well. Um, so I don't have a connection with them. But I will absolutely try to reach out this week and see if I can't get any more of his feedback. Yeah. So that's been a talking point for a number of years. When you're at the University of Florida, there should not be a talent gap between Georgia and the University of Florida. Dan Mullen said this week that he has slow wide receivers. He doesn't have the talent at the skill position. His comments. Guys, these wide receivers that Dan is talking about, he recruited these guys. And if Dan Mullen would have walked into the locker room and said that, man, it would have been a very ugly night. Okay. Wow. That might be the comment right there, guys. Wow. Wow. I want you guys just to read that comment. Think about that. Man. Are you telling me I need to flip over and take a look at that particular game? Ooh. Yep. I have heard that. I have heard that. Hey guys, I know this is talking SEC, but I won't say we got some developments going in Columbus, Ohio, but since we're talking SEC, we're talking college football playoffs. Right now, with 4 minutes left to go in the third quarter, Ohio State 20, Penn State 17. If Ohio State loses, this could be very significant for the Southeastern Conference. Very, very significant. And could we have a little something going on in South Bend? I won't give the updates on those games, but I would just say I will be keeping an eye on. And as soon as I get offline here with all of my wonderful listeners here, I will be tuned into both of those contests. Here's another one. Guys, you read it, but this is spot on. Think about how far Florida has fallen to where they're celebrating a close loss to Alabama. What the heck are they going to celebrate tonight? That they didn't get shut out? Wow. That is some 100% real talk right there that I got on the screen right now. 100% real talk. There's another one. Wow. Wow. Mm. That. Wow. And honestly, Dan, I would have rather lost 34-0 than 34-7 the way that game finished. Go ahead and get the shutout, man. Because wow. That was hard to watch. And once again, I want Georgia fans to hear this because I'm not for or against your team. I knew coming into this game that your defense was going to play lights out. Talk to people in and around that program. They were embarrassed by giving up 38 points in the first half to Florida last year. 38 points in the first half. We could have played 4 more games tonight, and Florida wasn't going to score 38 points combined. Jet, you tell me, man, considering how gritty Florida State played tonight, how ugly is it going to get if the Gators lose to FSU? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And once again, guys, this is a SEC show, but think about this. Miami has their quarterback for the next 3 years. They got a quarterback. I watched that game against Pitt. Florida ain't got a quarterback that's putting up those numbers. And I'll give you his stat line. The Miami quarterback, and you tell me if Anthony Richardson as a quarterback is going to put up these numbers: 32 for 42, 426, 3 touchdowns, 1 INT against a team that was ranked 17th in the country. Anthony Richardson ain't putting that up. Emory Jones ain't putting that up, guys. I'm telling you, man. Florida State could absolutely beat Florida. And that game is in Tallahassee, right? Whew. Man, Dan Mullen. 2 wins out of his last 9 games against Power 5 opponents. Next Saturday night on the SEC Network. Okay, that's what I was looking for. Okay. Thanks, Jet. All right. I'll get back to your question here. Oh. No, Jet, you're absolutely right. I stand corrected. That game is in Gainesville. My mistake. Thank you. So that game against Florida State is in Gainesville. So you're right as always. Thank you. I heard that about Charlie Strong. I did not hear that about Kevin Carter or Manuel. Um, wow. Now, I don't know if Kevin Carter has been coaching anywhere, so I don't know um, if he would be the kind of fit that you're looking for. But to have him around the program would be a really smart thing to do. Kevin Carter and Javon Kearse are maybe the two best defensive players to play at the University of Florida in the past 25 years. I mean, I got to see Kevin Carter not only at the University of Florida, but while he was in the NFL. Kevin Carter was that dude, man. Let me tell you. I absolutely respected the you know what out of Kevin Carter. So whenever I get a chance to see that big fella, um, you know what, Jet? I'm gonna see if I can't reach out to him, and um, I won't share publicly the conversation, but I'll reference it. Um, I'll see if I can get in touch with Kevin Carter this week. Oh my God, yeah, Kevin Carter. Um, could be I mean, he's a great analyst. I mean, if you hear him talk, this guy breaks down X's and O's really well. Um, Kevin Carter, great football player. Um, yeah. If I'm Dan Mullen, think about this. Why would I not want Javon Kearse, the freak, talking to some of my young pass rushers and linebackers? Why wouldn't I want a Kevin Carter talking to my D line? I mean, Jet, um, think about all those great Miami Hurricane teams from the 1990s that were always on the sideline at a game. Think about all the former Alabama players you see on the sidelines. When have you seen a great Florida player on the sideline during a game? Why isn't Danny Werfel um, in some kind of role with this program? The best quarterback to play at the University of Florida is Danny Werfel. You mean to tell me Danny Werfel can't teach these young quarterbacks something about playing that position? Wow. Fred Taylor. Why isn't Fred Taylor somewhere with this program right now? Emmitt Smith. Yeah. Jet, I've heard that. I don't even have to post that, but yeah, you're absolutely right. Okay, guys, we got a final. Mississippi State gets a huge win at home once again at night over Kentucky, 31-17. Will Rogers, 36 for 39, 344, and a touchdown. Great job. Auburn is going to put the hammer into Ole Miss's chances of getting to Atlanta. Bo Nix, another fantastic game, 20 of 34, 284. Did have the one INT, but great job. I know Worth was involved in that ministry. You know what? Oh my goodness. Jet, Eric Rhett. Eric Rhett should be involved in this program. And yes, after every single touchdown, brother, after every single touchdown, Eric Rhett was going to let you know which fraternity he was a part of. So shout out to Eric Rhett. But these are guys that should be around that program right now, because it is going sideways at the University of Florida, and it's going sideways quick. And if Dan Mullen does not get this thing fixed, you're already being out-recruited by Alabama. You're already being out-recruited by Georgia. You're being out-recruited by Texas A&M. Jet, man, talk to me, man. You let me know. This thing could go sideways real quick, because I know what the Gator standard is. Okay, one of my younger sisters is a proud UF alum. Stays really connected to the program. The standard is not just beating Georgia. The standard is winning the SEC East, going to Atlanta, winning the SEC championship game, and playing for a national championship. That's the Gator standard. Steve Spurrier set that standard. Yeah, I heard that. And then I'll get to your comment in just a second. And think about this, Jeff, and spot on for pointing that out. What if Tennessee got it right with the head coach? Because right now, Josh Heupel is out coaching Dan Mullen. Josh Heupel is doing a better job with a fraction of the players on defense that he needs. Man, if Heupel is the right guy at Tennessee, man, this thing could go sideways quick. And then you remember the comment that he said after that game. Florida, the 2020 season or whatever it was, ended against Alabama in the Mercedes-Benz there in Atlanta. Wow. That's a good point. That is a really good point. Because you got to figure Kentucky's going to get better. That's what it was. Thank you, Jet. I'll put that up here. But that's the comment that I was trying to recall it off of memory. This could go sideways for Dan Mullen really quickly. I mean, really quickly. and he's not doing himself any favors right now. Okay, so yep, and that's and that's exactly right. And here's where Dan Mullen better get. Here's where Dan Mullen has to figure out um, some very important things here. And Jet, you let me know if I'm off base here. Dent, same thing. One, you have to recruit at a high level. You can't at a school like the University of Florida accept, well, I'm only going to go after three-star three-star guys. Guys, Florida can recruit five-star players. We've seen them do it. You better get a philosophy there. And last, Dan Mullen needs to get a PR person to help him deal better with interviews. Because if he doesn't, he's going to turn the fan base against him if he hasn't already done so with some of his comments. So that's going to be, like I said, I will be interested to see how this week goes there in Gainesville. I think it's going to be a hard week. We're getting close to this Ole Miss and Auburn game being put in the books. Auburn has the ball. It's at midfield, up 31-20. Yeah, it's lights out. And Jet, you're absolutely right. I think they have. I think he just needs to. You know what? I think maybe if he was paying somebody out of his own pocket, that it might sink in just how bad it sounds. But I am hearing that man, once you lose the locker room and you lose the fan base support, man, it that is not where you want to be as a coach. Yep. Now, Jet, that is a fantastic point. Let me see if I can find out. If you happen to know who his agent is, that would be great. But I can remember. I don't think it's Jimmy Sexton. Okay, guys. Hey, just got um just got some posts from okay, so here's some thoughts from Dan Mullen post game now. We are not where we want to be, says Gators head coach Dan Mullen. It's a mindset we gotta go change and we gotta go fix it. We gotta go fix. Okay. And here's the okay. It like I said, I wasn't sure if it was Jimmy, but it I mean Jimmy represents everybody, so would not be surprised if it was. Okay, here's another comment from Dan Mullen. We were better last year, talking about against Georgia. They were better this year. Dan Mullen talking about the talent gap with Georgia. In this final third of the season, that is on me to get it fixed. I certainly plan on doing that, on changing where we are right now and creating a positive energy. Those are the thoughts from head coach Dan Mullen. Hmm. Okay. So there you go. Jet, I was thinking it. I was thinking it. It's the reason why those comments came out as late as they did, Jet. That that's very interesting. Wow. WT. Now, I um we had Georgia. I'm sorry. We had Florida finishing um, third in the East, behind Kentucky and of course Georgia in our preseason um, prediction. They could absolutely finish fourth. Well, they do have the tiebreaker over Tennessee, so um, that may be their saving grace there. But man, what a terrible performance there. And like just said, those comments very rehearsed, very stiff, and like I said, it's going to be a long week for Dan Mullen. That is a really good point. WT, that is a really good point. Could you imagine if this Missouri team was live going into next week? But I'm curious to see how the Gators bounce back after this. Really curious to see how they bounce back. All right, so that Auburn Ole Miss game is now final. Auburn 31. Ole Miss 10. Ole Miss now is out of the SEC West race to get to Atlanta, setting up Auburn A&M next week. That will be the game of the week in the SEC next week. Mm. And while I got you guys for another 10 minutes or so, let's take a look at the slate for next weekend. Georgia is hosting Missouri. LSU will be going to Tuscaloosa to take on Alabama. Just talked about the matchup with Auburn going to College Station to take on A&M. Ole Miss is out of conference next week against Liberty. That game will be at 11 a.m. Arkansas, Mississippi State. That game is in Fayetteville, I believe. That game is at 3 o'clock right now. SEC Network. Okay. Tennessee will be going up to Lexington to take on the Wildcats after that loss. Interested to see that game. ESPN 2 right now, 6 o'clock. And Florida will be going to Columbia, South Carolina to take on the Gamecocks. That's the slate for next weekend, guys. But like I said, really good point there. Talking about the weather is going to be colder in Missouri than even in Lexington. So something to be on the lookout for. All right, so as we get ready to start winding down the show here, I got you for another 10 minutes. And like I said, each and every week, thank you for tuning in. It is always my honor and privilege to be with you each and every weekend. Personal note, I will hopefully be having a little minor jaw surgery. Broke a pin in my upper jaw. So looking forward to hopefully being a little bit healthier for next weekend for sure. Homegrown Cowboy, how you doing this evening? It has been a fantastic night. Light, light weekend as far as games in the SEC, but still some really good games. Georgia put on a great performance against Florida. Dan Mullen gets my Fred G. Sanford Award as far as the UBIC dummy. Auburn looked really good once again against Ole Miss at home. Fantastic game there. Auburn starting to turn a corner here. So two really good back-to-back wins against Arkansas last week, against Ole Miss this week. Kentucky goes to start Vegas and could not get out of the cowbells. 31-17. Mike Leach gets a huge win against Kentucky. I'm starting to have to think that Brian Hartson is definitely starting to figure some things out. Oh, absolutely not homegrown. They are doing a fantastic job, and that Iron Bowl will be live. And guys, that game is in Auburn, so crazy thing happened, and you can ask Alabama fans about some of the crazy things that happen when that Iron Bowl game is played in Auburn. Yeah, I'm not one of those that either it was a good win at the time or it wasn't. It was a solid win. That's what it was. But you're still talking about an Auburn team that is just trying to piece it together. So as long as Georgia takes care of business, they'll be fine. But Georgia has to take care of business. And the way that they will take care of business is continue to beat the teams that they're supposed to beat. Now, is Bo Nix playing with a lot more confidence right now? Yeah. That game against LSU was a turning point for Bo Nix. And happy for the young man who's starting to put it together, because I've criticized Bo Nix as much as anybody. These last 3 weeks, he's played really well. So good job by Harsin. Good job by Bo Nix. We will get the question for that if Auburn is able to beat A&M next week. Homegrown, have a great rest of your night. Hopefully I can catch up with you again next weekend, my friend. Always a pleasure to have you on, even if it's for only a couple of minutes. But then, as I just talked about, that game in College Station, will let us know if the Iron Bowl will be for the right to go to the SEC championship game. but yeah, I think Bo Nix is taken to the coaching. Um, and those wide receivers aren't dropping passes right now either, which they were doing a lot of to start the season. So good job around by the Auburn Tigers there. I mean, fantastic job there. Cannot say enough good things about Brian Hartson and the job that he's doing. And guys, it is going to be very interesting to see who gets the SEC Coach of the Year. I mean, Brian Hartson is putting his name in it. Mark Stoops and Josh Heupel at Tennessee. All three of those could easily be SEC Coach of the Year. Mm. You know, I hadn't thought about that. Let me take a look at the standings real quick and see. Could we get that many teams bowl eligible? All right, so Georgia, okay. Don't know if we'll get 8, but I don't see LSU getting 8 wins. Not looking at what they got left. LSU would be lucky to finish with 6 wins. So they could be bowl eligible if they upset Arkansas and beat Louisiana Monroe. Auburn trending that way. State certainly. Ole Miss, yeah. Don't think Arkansas is going to get there. Don't think Vandy's going to get there. But that's why we play the games. And WT, you're absolutely right. We could see a lot of bowl eligible teams from the conference. Okay, Jeff, let's talk about that while we got a couple of minutes left. Facilities do play a big time role in recruiting. Your head coach plays the biggest role. And of course, being able to contend for championships also plays a role. So it's all a part of it. But yeah, facilities play a major impact. And Florida slipped for about a decade when the arms race was going on. So when Alabama was building up their facility, Georgia, you're seeing Texas A&M over the past 4 years really ramp up their entire complex, not just football, but basketball, track and field, other sports. So if you're a kid at, let's just say, IMG Academy right now, and you take a recruiting trip to Clemson, then you go to Georgia, then you go to Alabama, and then your last recruiting trip, you go to Florida, it is a night and day difference. I will tell you, it is a night and day difference. And recruits talk. And Florida has to start reinvesting into upgrading the entire athletic complex. Think about it. Florida is a school that won a national championship in football and basketball. Alabama's never been to a Final Four in basketball. So Florida has the ability to be dominant in more than just one sport. But you got to put the money into it. And with all of the revenue that's coming in from the SEC, you can budget that to where you can upgrade the facility quite a bit. Hey guys, want to thank you for tuning in to week 9 of Talking SEC. This has been Kenneth from Crunch Time Sports on behalf of my entire team over at the Crunch Time Sports Advantage Network. Once again, thank you to Mark Rogers for allowing me to host this show each and every weekend. Thank you for everybody that tuned in. Once again, cannot thank you once again for everybody. Jet, thank you, my friend, for all the things that you do as far as adding on to the show. WT, Homegrown, Dent, everybody, anybody that I left out. Once again, thank you all so much for everyone here. Have a great rest of your night. Do be safe. It is Halloween tomorrow, so hopefully everybody is able to enjoy the weekend, and look forward to coming back with you next weekend to talk some SEC football here on the voice of college football, Talking SEC. Have a great night, everybody.